Good afternoon, everyone. Mike Alexander, Mikealexander, Director, Douglas County Emergency Management. So this is just an opportunity to highlight the fact that we elevated Douglas County's fire restriction status to stage 2 today. The reason we did that is because we follow a science-based metric analysis for when to advise the sheriff on going into and out of and or upgrading fire restrictions, and it's based on both objective and subjective fire restriction criteria. Those elements, after running analyses every single day for the last week, have pushed us to the point where we have hit 5 of 7 metrics that we look at to determine whether or not to go into stage 1 or stage 2 restrictions. And so those were met today. We hit 5 of 7 today, so we went in due to extreme fire danger. And in fact, it's predicted to get worse going into the weekend. And in fact, on the 4th of July, this Saturday, we're expected to see 97th percentile fire danger, which is concerning for us in public safety and emergency management. We know the fires are going to start. We know that resources are stretched thin across the state due to widespread fire activity south and west of us. So we just want to make sure that the public is doing everything they can to help us do everything we can to keep everyone safe. Thank you.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Joel White. I'm the Division Chief for the Douglas County Sheriff's Office. I oversee our patrol division. Most importantly, we want everybody to have a happy 4th of July, a safe 4th of July. It's the 250th anniversary of this country and the 150th anniversary of this state. We're very excited for that celebration this weekend, but we want everybody to be safe. We are going to staff our patrol division with extra deputies throughout the weekend, both for the safety of the citizens of this county and also for our fireworks. After we went to a stage 2, fireworks are banned in the county, and so we will be enforcing that, both the county ordinance and the state ordinance throughout the county and into to include the mountains. We are worried about people's safety. We're worried about injuries, and we're worried about arson. We will cite for fireworks, and we will work on trying to get voluntary compliance out of all citizens of this county. Probably the most important piece is if we can get that voluntary compliance out of everybody in this county, we will not have to face citations. We will not have to face arrest, and we can just work together cooperatively as a community. The fines are significant for fireworks. They're upwards around $1,000. You can be arrested if there's an arson involved, and every person will be summoned to court to go in front of a judge here in the 23rd Judicial District. Again, we want everybody to be safe. We do have a fireworks hotline that you can call in. I'll provide the staff with that number, but the number is 303-814-7118. Again, please have a safe, happy 4th of July, and we're looking forward to just the cooperation from our community.
I'll just add a little bit. As one member of 3 on the Board of County Commissioners, my name is Abe Layden from District 1. I'm also the founder and chair of the Douglas County Wildfire Action Collaborative. I couldn't be more supportive of my colleagues, George Teal, Kevin Van Winkle, and certainly law enforcement around this decision today. To be clear, I have consistently had the position that we need to celebrate big. This is the 250th and the 150th. Big birthdays for our nation and for Colorado. Let's celebrate big, but my view as just one commissioner is let's not do it with fire, right? There is a way to celebrate in a really significant way that doesn't put people at risk. And we have a massive drone show that we do every New Year's. It's sellout. People hardly can find a way to get in. And it is really dynamic. What's nice about drone shows is it avoids the issue of fires, addresses people that might have PTSD, our valuable veteran community, as well as animals and pets that may react poorly to explosions. But that said, tradition is so important, it's so great. But when we travel to DC and we talk to the Department of the Interior and the Forest Service about the #1 threat, really to our nation and our state, it's the threat of wildfire. The hottest, brightest, and reddest is right here in Colorado, specifically in Douglas County, where 50% of our area is open space. So we always want to put the public's safety first while celebrating in a really big and significant way. I've been on the board for 8 years. This is how our process works. It is thoughtful. It does have a series of criteria, and there is no better emergency manager than Mike Alexander. And of course, Darren Weekly, our sheriff, and the entire sheriff's office has done a great job of monitoring this issue for our citizens. So I just want to reassure citizens that we're in the right place right now. We appreciate their feedback, and we're going to continue to keep them safe. With that, I'd love to introduce our board chair, Commissioner George Teal.
Good morning. George Teal, last name Teal. I am Douglas County Commissioner for District 2 and currently serve as the board chair. I was reminded the other day that this is about the 12th time that I have had this conversation about fireworks the 4th of July since I won elected office on the Castle Rock Town Council 12 years ago. This is a perennial discussion that all elected officials in the state of Colorado have every single year. And this year, of course, I would love to be announcing that the fireworks show that the county was asked to consider being a part of in Highlands Ranch. I would love to be telling you that it's going to go forward with great success. However, at 8:30 this morning, I did receive a phone call from Sheriff Weekly, who made it clear that under the criteria that we've heard spoken of by his personnel here today, we did need to go into stage 2 fire restrictions. And so even organized county and municipal fireworks displays were going to be canceled out of an abundance of safety and abundance of caution. Every year, we always weigh these. I personally do like to plan fireworks displays, just like all the other large events that the county has, from our county fair to when the PGA had the BMW golf tournament here. We are always involved. We are always involved to maintain public safety in partnership with the sheriff's office. And every one of those events has criteria where weather can make the continuance of that unsafe. In my opinion, the majority of times we ended up canceling fireworks displays, it's actually because of rain and lightning at the time of either setup or when the display would go. I believe last year, Highlands Ranch did need to cancel their fireworks display because they had significant rain and thunderstorms at time of setup, not even at the time of the show. So out of an abundance of caution and working in partnership with the sheriff's office here in Douglas County, we're going to proceed. Hopefully everybody has a really great 4th of July, but we will not be having an organized county-sponsored fireworks display in Highlands Ranch on Saturday. And with that, I think we're happy to open it up for any questions.
Question about some of the fireworks tents that are already set up around the county, and looks like they're ready to sell. What do you tell them, and what are the rules and regulations now regarding those tents?
Well, I'm going to pass that off to the chief because I am not aware of any, the commander, I should say. I'm not aware of any restrictions on fireworks sales under stage 2, at least under county ordinance. Commander, do you want to address that?
Yeah, I'll pass it off to my counsel.
Okay.
So per the Douglas County unincorporated ordinance, the sale of fireworks is allowed to continue. The use is prohibited. The municipalities have their own regulations and ordinances about that.
But it needs to be posted.
It does need to be posted. Per the ordinance, the fireworks stands are required to post a notice to the public that the use of those fireworks is prohibited while we're in stage 2 fire restrictions.
Does anybody police that? How does that get checked, I guess, or does it? I realize that could be more of a reactive versus proactive, but...
So it's a great question. How does it get policed? So the municipalities, based on their ordinance, would police that throughout the county. We police the residents. So we'll respond to calls for service, and ticket the individuals. We'll ask for voluntary compliance, but we'll ticket the individuals if so needed. And we'll just respond to calls for service and increase patrols throughout our neighborhoods.
But I guess if the stands are allowed to nobody goes to them and says you can't sell anymore because it's still allowed.
That's accurate, yes.
And they just have their signs
Yes.
posted. Okay.
And a follow-up question, does that mean like you can buy the fireworks and there may be a place where you can pop them in maybe a certain municipality?
There could be, not in this county. This county is all, the entirety of this county has gone to stage 2. So nowhere in Douglas County can you use fireworks.
Can I ask like a really obvious question? I mean, I know every year you deal with this. The reality are people are going to do it, and if you can get them, you get them. But like, is that just kind of frustrating for you guys that lead it? Like, we got these rules, but like the follow through is tough because we let them sell. I mean, I live in a neighborhood where they've been going on for 3 nights already. You know what I mean?
Sure. So
Just
the
speak
good
to that
news
a bit.
is I monitor our calls for service 24 hours a day. I'll tell you that our fireworks calls for service are down. So far this week, we're not seeing an abundance of them. That tells me that we're getting some response due to probably likely the fires in the state of Colorado and the fire danger. We're getting some just responsible citizens that are slowing down on this. Those that are not responsible will respond to the call for service and handle that as appropriate.
Do you happen to?
Go ahead.
Do you happen to have any statistics regarding the number of calls and citations that you've issued in the past? I don't expect you to know off the top of your head, but do you happen to have them handy in your notebook there?
I do not have statistics handy. I do look at them. I do look at our calls for service normally by day. Like we'll look at July 3rd and July 4th for staffing this year. I don't have those numbers readily available to me right now, but it's somewhere between 150 and 200. And so that's how we base our staffing for this weekend.
Number of calls you get per day. Is that
Yeah.
what you're saying?
Yes, sir.
And maybe we can reach out to the media folks to maybe
Yeah,
find
go
out
ahead.
the stats from the past. Okay.
And I can just add in on the fire response side of things that the Douglas County Sheriff's Office has responded to 10 wildfires just in the last week and 20 in the last month. Of those, we've responded to 4 wildfires with our Douglas County Helitack program in the last week. So wildfires that have required an aerial response. We're very fortunate here in Douglas County to operate the only locally supported Helitack crew in the state of Colorado. We're finding exceptional benefit and use out of that. And so fire danger is certainly there. And when those calls come in, everyone from the sheriff's office to the fire districts, the OEM is supportive and working together to put those out.
Those are in your county, those fires? I know you help others too.
Yeah, and that's specifically limited to unincorporated Douglas County that the sheriff's office has responded to.
Gotcha.
And to be clear, those were not fires started by fireworks. Those were
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Any cause.
Okay, but do you know of any that have been started by fireworks so far this year?
There have been. I don't have the numbers on those, but we have had several grass fires due to fireworks.
So several grass fires due to fireworks.
We were able to catch them small in the initial attack phase, and they didn't grow to become large fires.
Thank you.
I got 2 questions for you, Mike, please. Number one, you said there's 7 categories. Do you know those broadly? I'm just curious what you talk about the science. What is that?
So it looks at metrics. We had metrics from remote automated weather stations that tell us how extreme the fire danger is vegetatively. So large dead woody material, live vegetation. We have metrics that pull those numbers together and give us an overall quantity of kind of where we're sitting, both today and inclusive of what's occurred in the past. So really dry winter has predicated a lot of what we're experiencing right now, in addition to this 7 to 10 day stretch of hot, dry, windy weather. And so in addition to those metrics, we look at things like resource availability. The fact that almost all the aerial support is on other large fires throughout the state is a factor. Many of our fire departments have sent resources out to those fires to assist them. And to be clear, they still have all the resources they need here locally, but it means that there isn't a whole lot of extra flex room.
That makes sense. Okay. Question for you and for you, Mr. Teal. Like, you're kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't. You got to be the fun police a little bit. I wonder if you both could speak to. I know you were really trying hard to keep this fireworks show going. I know you're disappointed. And Mike, you got to help make these decisions. I'm sure that's disappointing. Like, can you just speak to that? Like, I know you tried.
Well, we do try. We do try. I mean, there's a concept that I was exposed to early, actually in my municipal service, called soft infrastructure. And it's things as simple as the star. on the Castle Rock. It is, in my opinion, fireworks displays on the nation's birthday. It's holding veterans events on Veterans Day and Memorial Day. And so I do think that's important for a community. And so, yeah, I did want this fireworks show to go through once we did receive a request from a resident of Highlands Ranch. And at the same token, you can't ignore the safety imperatives. Just because it's cool doesn't mean you can do it and throw caution to the wind. So once I did receive the phone call from the sheriff this morning, it was a very friendly phone call. I didn't yell at him. I didn't say, "Oh man, you ruined my fireworks display," because I know we have to be responsible. And when we can have fireworks displays, I will definitely be in favor of it. But when the environmental conditions don't allow it, I'll be the first one to pull the plug.
What was the name of that show that got canceled in Highlands Ranch? Do you know who was sponsoring it?
This year or last year?
This coming year, the one that's canceled this year.
So we started the year with the Highlands Ranch HOA, the Highlands Ranch Community Association, and they are the HOA for Highlands Ranch, our largest community here in the county. They were planning on doing a 4th of July celebration that would involve the very fireworks display at Highlands Heritage Park that we then started planning last month after hearing from a resident of Highlands Ranch and several residents of Highlands Ranch. So I don't know if we had tagged it with a name yet. It was going to be at Highlands Heritage Park, which is a county park. It is a county property. And it was scheduled to go off on the irrigated turf as well, once again, out of an abundance of caution. And so I hope that answers your question.
It does, yeah. On the 4th, that was going to take place until today.
That is correct. We had planned it. We had a meeting of the Board of Commissioners on Tuesday where we had advanced had directed staff to move forward with the planning and to complete the arrangements.
Thank you.
Joel, can you just talk about the conditions that you've seen on fires for Chief White in the past week? The fuel, how fast they're moving.
Yeah, so in the past week, I've responded to several fires in unincorporated Douglas County. Sometimes it's rained for 3 straight days, and so last week we had a fire Friday in the morning. That same area received rain all night. That sparked off. We were in the area. We had about 1 to 1.5 minute response time. It grew to an acre, just less than an acre, with 5-foot flames in less than 2 to 3 minutes. That's what we're seeing throughout the county, is just an initiation source, whether it's lightning, the various causes from it, and some are still being investigated, but it goes quick. And with all the resources we have in Douglas County, South Metro Fire, West Douglas Fire, and Castle Rock, Franktown Fire, they're on these fires quick. Our deputies are there very quickly to start evacuations, but they take off and they grow to 5-foot, 10-foot flames. And even hours after it rained, the surface is so dry and the vegetation is so dry that it just takes off. And we're really blessed with the fire services, our OEM folks that get there, the Helitac folks that get there quick, and our deputy sheriffs that are on scene to start those evacuations. We have a very robust plan in Douglas County for this. We respond very quickly. We have great evacuation plans and resources. We respond to it very actively. But I'll tell you, I've been to multiple fires, to include the one down off Highway 85 yesterday. Have we not been in the area and have our resources available, these things grow and they take off, and there's no stopping them after that.
I know earlier this year you all talked about a new siren system, emergency system that you all were going to use this summer. Have you found yourself using it already? How effective is it? Talk to us about how you plan to use it this weekend, if anything.
Yeah, so we did just recently use it up in the mountains. We went to evacuation warning off of a lightning strike up in our District 1. We're working with OEM and Director Mike Alexander. We went to a warning. We had residents in that area, it's a high-low. We either do evacuation warnings or evacuation orders. So we have used it as an evacuation warning in that fire, which was just about a week and a half ago. It's very effective. All of our cars have those systems now uploaded in them, and our deputies have been trained. And so we will. I hate to say this, but we will be using them likely this weekend.
I think that wraps it up. If you don't have any other questions. Oh, Dan has a question, sorry.
Is there a level, and what is it if there is, that you outlaw the sale? In other words, I know Jeffco, all the tents are closed and they're not selling fireworks. Do you guys get to that level?
Well, I mean, at this time, we do not have a provision within the county. We don't have an ordinance within the county that would outlaw sales under Stage 1 or Stage 2. And none is being contemplated right now. Chief, Commander, I give it to you to, because we've never heard. I've been a county commissioner for 6 years. My colleague is in his 8th year. I have not fielded that request to consider such an ordinance in the 6 years I've been on the Board of County Commissioners.
Well, let me ask you this. Isn't it kind of a mixed message when you sell fireworks? What if they go past that sign that says you can't use them?
The reality is, if people buy fireworks, it does not necessarily mean that there's an expiration on those munitions to where they have to use them that weekend. They will buy the fireworks, and there's nothing that says they must use them within the period of one of our fire restrictions. So they could hang on to them and shoot them off when there's a foot of snow on the ground in the wintertime. So it's, I feel like the question presumes malicious behavior by the buyer, and I'm not sure I'm comfortable legislating such matters, for one.
Yeah, and I'll just echo that. I mean, this is the value of deliberation, and I highly respect my colleague. He's been serving well for a long time, and few are more patriotic than veteran George Teal, but it is a discussion. Again, for me, as the founder and chair of the Wildfire Action Collaborative, we are too hot and too dry to be celebrating with fire, full stop. So that's my position. I certainly would support alternatives, and I'm always looking for a solution forward. In my mind, having massive celebratory drone shows that don't impose that danger might be a way forward. But more to come. We don't want to get ahead of our board and our fellow colleague Kevin Van Winkle, but we're here to serve. It's 400,000 people that we're serving, and those weather conditions vary every day. And so we want to make decisions rapidly in the best interests of all we serve.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And we do want to educate the public about what's legal, what's not legal, what's changed, what's not changed. And so we appreciate you guys being here to help us get the message out. We have a couple of resources that we've posted this week alone. One just went out at noon today on all of our social media about a house fire that was started with fireworks last 4th of July, and just shows the powerful nature of how quickly these things can take off. And then on Monday, we posted some pictures of kids that were playing with fireworks that started a fire over in Bayou Gulch. And so again, we're just trying to paint the picture of how dangerous this behavior can be. So we appreciate you helping us get that message out. Thank you.